The decision whether or not to bear a child is central to a woman's life, to her well-being and dignity. When the government controls that decision for her, she is being treated as less than a full adult human responsible for her own choices. Quote from Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Hallelujah, sister.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Rest in peace, mamas. Rest in peace.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Not in Our Will. Oh, I started singing it.
I've been singing all day. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm Danny.
I'm Steph.
And we are two women in our 30s navigating the trials and tribulations of life.
Raw, real, ready to talk. So today we're going to talk about a super highly controversial topic and something that is massively happening in our world right now, which is super unfortunate. But we're going to talk about abortions. But first, let's talk about next week's episode.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Lighter topic.
We have a guest, and his name is Phil. He's an awesome dude. He's a fellow podcaster. He is in a band called Hellbent. I've known him since literally I was 4 years old. I went to high school with this guy. I went to elementary school, middle school. Literally, I've known him my entire life. So I'm very excited to have him on. We're going to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Talk about a bunch of different stuff. And he has a podcast called Bandicdotes. And you guys should check it out for sure. He basically interviews a bunch of bands within the Niagara GTA region who are like metal, hardcore bands. Brings them on and, interviews and shoots the shit, and I'm just excited to have him on.
Me too. I'm excited to meet him.
Yeah, he's a great dude. So it's going to be an awesome episode, and we're kind of trying to acclimate our viewers and spread the word for each other. Podcasters stick together type thing.
Yeah.
Power to us. But yeah, so we're pretty pumped about that.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in next week.
But this week,
abortions.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just Stephanie is gonna kind of run the show. She's very passionate about this subject, we all are.
We all should be, at least.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. That's fair. We should probably say that. But yeah, so I'm gonna let her take over, and I'm gonna let her run the.
Yeah. So I've been following everything happening in the States a lot because I wouldn't necessarily call myself a full-blown feminist, but I for sure believe in women's rights and equality and just rights in general for human beings, like non-binary, LGBTQ, like women, men, everybody in general.
That's exactly where I fall on that scale.
I'm very much about it. Mm-hmm. So everything that's happening in the States right now, if you aren't aware, is very, very fucking scary.
Yeah.
And it's literally terrifying. It's terrifying. So let's start off with Roe versus Wade,
can you for our audience and people that aren't aware or not paying attention to it, can you summarize what's happening right now?
What's happening right now is the States is trying to overturn Roe versus Wade. So Roe versus Wade was founded in 1973 by the U.S. Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. And it was basically the court recognized for the first time that women should be able to have legal abortions.
Yeah.
Right? So before this, women were having abortions, of course, for a plethora of different reasons. Rape, incest, ectopic pregnancies, maybe they just couldn't afford a child. They didn't want it. They weren't ready. So women were still having abortions, but not legally.
Yeah.
So the Roe versus Wade trial was the first time that the constitutional right to privacy was broad enough to encompass a woman's decision whether or not she should terminate her pregnancy. So it literally allowed women to have the decision to be like, yes, I don't want this child.
Yeah.
I want it to be aborted. Yeah. So then from there, the states allowed abortion. Right? Women were
Was it at that time everywhere? Was
everywhere, every state,
every
it was
state.
illegal.
Okay.
Yes, as far as I know,
it was legal.
It was legal.
Okay.
It was illegal. Before this, yeah. So it was filed by Jane Roe. Her name is an unmarried woman who wanted to safely and legally end her pregnancy. The case that legalized abortions nationwide. At the time, nearly all states had outlawed abortions, right? So maybe a few were a little bit ahead of the times, but so they outlawed abortions except to save a woman's life or for limited reasons such as rape, incest, or fetal anomaly. So fetal anomaly would be like an ectopic pregnancy, a pregnancy that was not going to go to term. You knew the baby was going to die. So basically in the States right now, they are trying to overturn all of that. They are they're literally going back 50 years in terms of our women's rights.
How sad. How pathetic. I'm sorry. If you listen, you shouldn't be listening to us if you are like...
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm very passionate about it, because women, our mothers, our grandmothers, everybody fought for this.
Like, what do you gain, though? I don't understand. Like, what is the gain?
So... Unfortunately, the people in the government in the States right now, like the higher ranked GOP government, is bringing a lot of religion into state, where religion should never be brought into state and into law, right? So that's what's happening. There's a bunch of these rich white men and unfortunately a few women who believe that abortion is killing a life. Right? Killing a life that should be here. And there's an argument out there right now, and you know, things are being said obviously because it's a huge issue. But these types of people, it's easy to fight for unborn lives because it's not like an immigrant where you have to continuously pay for them. You have to give them education. It's not like an inmate. Same thing. You have to fight for them to get out and be, you know, a productive member of society. Once the unborn is born, they can wipe their hands of it.
Yeah. It's not their problem.
It's a voice that doesn't talk back. So it's easy. It's an easy fight for them that they think they can win.
Oh, I get it, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around what. To me, that doesn't answer, like, what is the gain of it? Like, what, like, is it because it costs so much? Like, and then they get all this money? And
it's because they want middle and lower class society still. So they want women to bear these children who are born into homes that are middle and lower class.
Or foster care.
Or foster care. Or, you know, people who they can, like, throw under the bus. People that, you know, so there's a fucking divide. Yeah. So there's always going to be a divide. And everybody lately has been trying to fight that divide. Yeah. It's always now, even with our government in Canada, one of the biggest platforms of a lot of the, you know, race or parties are like, well, you know, let's tax the upper class. Let's tax the super rich. The super rich don't like that. They don't fucking like that. They don't like how the lower and middle class is fighting back. So if there's more lower and middle class, less rich people, because you're seeing it now, there's way more rich people and they're becoming more and more apparent and they have so much more money. You know what I mean? Like, it's just becoming such a huge divide. If we have more population, they won't have to think about it. It'll be easier for them to just be on the top and not have to worry about it. Pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up if you ask me. So I'm just going to go through what's happening in a majority of the states, state by state, basically. So, you know, to give you some knowledge. And these are all things that aren't necessarily set in stone right now. Planned Parenthood actually is fighting a lot of these laws and trying to overturn them. Which, woohoo, Planned Parenthood is an amazing fucking organization. But yeah, so like these are things that they want to be done. These are things that are on the table that they're working towards. And these are also some things that are already in place. Okay? Yeah. So Mississippi, banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy.
Some people don't even fucking figure out that they're pregnant by that point.
Gets worse. Oklahoma, banning abortion after 6 weeks.
Oh my.
6 weeks, people. That's not even 2 months. 6 weeks.
I think that's like, no. Okay.
Okay, even
Keep
worse.
going.
Even worse. They basically have abortion bounty hunters. Yep, this is the law. So abortion providers face $100,000 in fines and 10 years in prison if, say, somebody who's like super fucking crazy and is like, that person is doing abortions illegally. If they take them to court and they can prove that they're doing abortions, the abortion providers go to jail for 10 years and are fined $100,000. So they have literally people out there searching now to make money to find people who are providing safe and healthy abortions to people. Texas.
Oh God.
Prohibit abortion once fetal heartbeat is detected.
So what if you don't ever get a sonogram and you don't ever go to the doctor?
Yeah, it'd be nice, but I mean,
yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm moving a whole bunch, so if you're hearing clicking, I'm just getting comfortable. My cat wanted to come in.
And yeah, same thing in Texas. Abortion bounty hunters are a thing. You can collect $10,000 for suing doctors that are doing safe abortions. So yeah. Florida, they're trying to ban them after 15 weeks. Okay. Arizona, banned after 15 weeks, except in medical emergencies. There's no exceptions for rape or incest. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Kentucky, trying to ban abortions unless providers can meet certain requirements, including a provision requiring fetal remains to be cremated. The law is currently blocked, so it's not a thing right now, but that's what they're trying to get done. So basically, say if you're 15 years old, you were raped by your uncle, you find out you're pregnant, you want an abortion. You have to go in, get the abortion, and then you have to pay for a burial or a cremation. And we're talking the States here. This shit is not cheap. Not cheap. So they're like, okay, well, either you decide to have this child. Right now, it's not going to cost you anything, right? Which makes it an easy way out. Right now, give it 9 months, but right now, it's not going to cost you anything if you stay pregnant. But if you decide not to get pregnant, if you decide to have an abortion, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars because we have to bury it. You have to call it a fucking person. You have to give it a name. You have to give it a headstone. Yep. Idaho, banned after 6 weeks.
That one fucking kills me.
Allows relatives of the fetus to sue providers who performed the abortion. It's blocked, but also pending. This is what the government in the United States is trying to do right now. Yep. So say if you have a super Christian parent.
Oh my God.
You get raped. You try and tell her you got raped. Mom, I got raped by my uncle. She's like, no, you didn't. I want an abortion. No, you can't have an abortion. You get an abortion. You don't want your fucking crazy uncle's child, right? You were raped. It's disgusting. That mother who doesn't believe in abortion can sue the provider who gave you the abortion. Okay. South Dakota requires women to make 3 visits to a clinic and to be screened to obtain meds. So you have to make 3 full visits to a clinic in order to get an abortion. So, and we're also talking the States, no universal health care. These things are, yeah, they cost money. It's not cheap, right? Wyoming, they have a trigger ban. If Roe versus Wade gets overturned, most abortions banned, minus rape and incest. So at least they did that, but still.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Wyoming, you nailed it.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Arkansas, case remains in court, but banned all abortions in 2021. including those of rape and incest. In 2021.
Y'all are like fucked, honestly. Okay, keep going. This is upsetting.
Yeah, I know. Montana, banned after 20 weeks. Okay. South Carolina, banned once fetal heartbeat is detected. Bullshit. Tennessee, banned after 6 weeks. Banned if Down syndrome detected. Ohio, banned if Down syndrome is detected. Remains must be buried or cremated. Okay. Pennsylvania, abortion providers lost court challenge to a ban of state Medicaid funds for terminations. So basically, you can't use your insurance or Medicaid.
It's money. I think that is the gain. It's money.
It's all about money. Because how much is it? Did you have the stats? I have the stats.
Like this, that's exactly what it is. Like, is that what it is? Like,
yeah.
Is that, like they just want money?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucked. That is so not okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, and we're talking like I tried to explain this to my boyfriend when we were on vacation. Actually, we got into like a really good conversation about it because I research this all the time and it's so apparent in what's happening right now, and I really like to be educated in it. And I tried to, talk to him about it and say it's a human issue. It's not just a woman issue. It's literally a human issue, because I literally said to him, I was like, imagine I got raped, okay? Imagine me, I got brutally raped, okay? For one, we have to deal with that, which is awful in itself. Mm-hmm. For two, a couple weeks later, month later, I find out I'm pregnant. Mm-hmm. Then you can't abort it. He would have to raise my rapist's child, or what? Or what? Where do you go? You go to a different state to try and get an abortion, but then what? If you get found out, you get put in jail? Like, honestly, it's really fucked up. And so in Ohio, there's a law. I believe it's Ohio. I could be wrong. Or wait, no, it's Texas. They are considering the death penalty for abortion.
Oh my God.
So basically they are saying that women who have an abortion is equivalent
to murder,
to homicide. Yeah. So pro-life that they'll fucking kill you. Get raped in Texas. Have an abortion, get killed.
So pro-life that they'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's purely like
I know. I feel like
people are brainwashed.
Yeah.
It's scary, honestly. Yeah, it's just really baffling to honestly walk on the same earth with people that are just have this much hate in their heart, that just don't have any means of understanding just human fucking decency. And that is just really painful. That is really beyond being about abortions. Like that just very
I know,
upsetting.
yeah. Like, it's funny. I didn't really tell Danny much about all of this stuff. Like, we haven't really talked about it. Yeah. So I'm kind of loving the fact that I can spew all this shit to you right now and like get your honest reaction to it, because this is why I am so passionate about this.
But I knew it was bad.
It's fucking bad.
I knew it was bad. I didn't know the details. Like, I knew that, to me, just hearing that they're trying to overturn this law that's in place in regards to just letting people, that's all I needed to hear for me to be like, that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so even like with an ectopic pregnancy, which is basically when the embryo attaches to the wrong part. So it attaches to the fallopian tube, and after a certain amount of time, like, it'll grow a little bit, but after a certain amount of time, a few weeks, a month or whatever, I don't know the exact amount of time, but No, it will burst.
Okay.
The fallopian tube will burst because it is not suitable to, it's not a uterus. Like you can't, it's not going to, it can't create life in there. It's not the right spot. So Ohio law is trying to pass surgical re-implantation of ectopic pregnancies into the uterus. So instead of getting an abortion, they want to try and pass a law where they take that embryo and they remove it from the fallopian tube and put it into the uterus so that it will still live. There's so many things being said right now about how literally, even before Roe versus Wade was passed, they would have to go to a judge, like say I got pregnant, right? It was an ectopic pregnancy. We found that out. Like, it happens very quickly too. Like, sometimes you don't even really know you're pregnant, whatever. Every woman's body is different. Every person's body, I should say that, non-binary, LGBTQ. Every person's body is different. So you won't know until it's happening and it bursts and you're losing a shit ton of blood. It's literally a life or death situation, okay? Mm-hmm. So back before Roe versus Wade was actually passed, people would have to go to the Supreme Court and the judges and be like, please save my person's life. Don't let them die. Let them have an abortion. They would have to fight. I read something today that was like, this husband and his wife found out it was an ectopic pregnancy. It bursted. This was before abortions were legal. She was literally losing a shit ton of blood, dying. She was dying. She was in the hospital for 72 hours before the judge was like, okay, yeah, we'll save her.
Sure.
The husband was on his hands and knees crying, begging, save my wife's life. Yeah, okay. All right. Sure.
I guess.
Yeah, she would die. She would die.
This is
reproductive rights are a fucking human right.
This doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I just don't get it.
It's not okay.
So how much does it cost to have a baby?
Guess. With insurance, vaginal, guess.
I think 30,000.
A little bit lower with insurance.
25.
So vaginal without complications, okay? This is without complications, okay. Nothing. With insurance, a vaginal birth in the US is $4,500 to $11,200. That's vaginal with insurance. You're still getting that bill. Vaginal if you have no complications. Okay? C-section, guess, without complications. $5,100 to $15,000. With insurance, people. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not.
With insurance. But still, what the fuck? You're still getting a bill of that. Okay? Okay, without insurance. And this is an uncomplicated vaginal birth. How much?
I'm gonna go with my 30.
$30,000. Without insurance. That's how much it costs to have a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Boop, baby comes out, no problem. $30,000.
And you also have to pay for the ambulance bill?
Everything.
Any medication you're given? Like everything. Literally Tylenol, I've seen it costs like $100.
Mm-hmm. This is just Tylenol. The birth.
Like, that is the gain.
Yeah.
Money. That is the gain. You are getting, like, if you don't know that we're from Canada, which apparently some people don't know, but we live in Canada, we do not need to pay money to have our child.
No, we don't. We're lucky. We're very lucky. So, C-section without insurance.
But is that luck, Stephanie? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't like
that's a fucking human. Like,
yeah, no, I know.
It shouldn't be other than that. It shouldn't be lucky. It should be fucking normal.
Yeah, I know. So for a C-section without insurance, no complications.
$45,000.
$50,000. $50,000.
So, like, what happens, because there's times where you're fucking trying to do it vaginally and then it's an emergency and you have to fucking have a C-section.
Cost goes up.
No, man, I'd be like, no, fuck you. Like,
right? So they're telling these women, okay, and we're not talking fucking bourgeoisie, rich-ass women who can afford to get an underground fucking abortion, okay? Because that abortion is still going to happen, regardless if it's legal or not. We're just talking safe abortion now, at this point.
That's true. Abortion is going to happen.
It will, and it has been for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah. So they're taking away the safety of it, 100%.
Yes, they are. They are. So basically, 14-year-old fucking Tammy, raped by her uncle, can't have an abortion, doesn't have insurance because her parents are, underprivileged or whatever. She comes from a broken household. Who knows the story, which, it's happens a lot.
Everybody has their own story, but regardless, there's always there's something.
So she has complications. She has to have this baby she didn't want in the first place. She's a teenager herself, has to deal with being raped, the PTSD from that, the anxiety, the depression, then has to become a mother, then is slapped with a $50,000 bill.
But Stephanie, that's more important. What's more important, that or the baby inside your belly?
Fuck off.
It just, listen, this is my thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not denying that that's a human inside of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we get it.
We get it.
But that is not as valuable as the person,
the life that is on earth right now.
And for some reason, these people can't and that's what I mean. Like, it's just painfully upsetting.
It's disgusting
that we again are that we're just shitting over this fucking planet and the people that are on this. We're too busy trying to get to Mars. We're too busy trying to fucking do.
It's all about money, man, and it's all about fucking power. So, like, note that abortions are being banned before fucking assault rifles in the States right now.
Yeah,
it's not about the sanctity of life. It's about the control of power.
Yeah.
And it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
We are literally going back in time.
Yeah.
Back in time.
But it, at least for the most part, it's just them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's them.
It's
like being contained.
For now. Ish. I mean, the fact that it's fucking happening and it's right beside us is scary.
Yeah, our neighbors, for sure.
They're our neighbors, and they're women just like you and I, or people just like you and I, right? Like, it's families, it's humans, it's everybody who's going to have to deal with the repercussions of this shit. And a lot of people are trying to fight back. So there's a bunch of protests, like the Roe versus Wade protest happening in the States. They're literally going to the Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house and, like, literally protesting in front of it. And all of the ridiculous Republican crazy people are like, that's so unfair. You can't do this. You can't protest in front of somebody's house.
As they protest in front of Planned Parenthood?
Right. And they've been doing that for years and years and years and years.
And my favorite thing is I love coming across the videos where, because they have to now have literal escorts to safely bring the women inside, because there's...
And that has been like that for fucking years.
Oh, yeah. And then I like when I see them try to have conversations. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're dismissive and it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. But they always try to have somewhat of an educational conversation with the people protesting. Mm-hmm. And I'll say educational in that it's very one-sided.
Always is.
But I love when they're discussing, oh fuck, train? See you later. God damn it.
It's been a week.
I'm so tired. My head is in shambles. My head, my house, my life.
It's okay. At least we're not in the States.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. But yeah, no, I've seen a lot of videos like that too, where they're trying to discuss abortion. And
remember, it's when they were trying to like say, well, what are you doing? Like when the baby is born,
what are you doing for that child?
Like how many, I like seeing like how many times, how many children have you adopted?
Yeah. None.
How many children have you fostered?
None.
Do you go and help this person? Do you go to this soup kitchens or this? Do you donate your money?
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah, because like I said, they can wipe their hands fucking clean,
and
they don't have to worry about it once the child is born, because the whole fucking fight is for the unborn. It's so easy for them to be this fucking insane and malicious and disgusting and misogynistic and power tripped, and it's literally disgusting. And we're talking about the states here, which have the highest maternal mortality rate. Okay? They have no paid mat leave, no universal health care, no subsidized child care, and no continued birth parent care. So we're talking like, have the baby, but after that, you're on your fucking own. Enjoy the bill that you got from having the baby.
I think people are starting to understand that the States is not it's not an American. There's no dream. There's no
fucking dream now.
Like, it's just one thing after another of just literally shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, why do you hate your own population? Like, I don't get it.
So much, right? And it's just so much fucking hatred and so much ridiculousness. We about to have a pussy in the screen.
We gotta visit him.
Shady.
We gotta visit him. My cat, Shady.
Shady decided to come put his butt in
Shady.
Shady. Oh, straight butt shot.
I'm gonna have to blur that.
Put a little star over the butt.
It's because he wants his water glass.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? Yeah, I mean, it's really not a fun time.
No.
And who would have thought, right, that I'm sure all the women who first were marching for us, or the people, I should say, not even women, but like the people that were marching for women's rights in the first place, and fertility rights in the first place, they probably didn't think that we'd be here right now. And that's heartbreaking. Yeah. Heartbreaking. And it kind of like gets you like, okay, well, we have a voice, but clearly it's not enough. Not enough. And we need to continue to fight, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's just what we have to do.
I thought was interesting, and I have a feeling like, I don't know if I just heard it somewhere, but the people that were rallying and protesting at the freedom rally. Like, where are you now? Like, this is freedom.
And that's the thing, right?
That's freedom.
The Republicans and the right wings are using this to be like, well, you were so pro-vaccine, and so it's your body, your choice. And it's like, no. Absolutely not. We're not about to fucking sit here and compare a vaccine and literally a pandemic, a virus that you could get that could kill other people. We're talking our own body anomaly. That's it. End of fucking story. If I get pregnant, is that going to harm you? Are you going to get pregnant too? Are you going to get morning sickness? Are you going to get fucking swollen ankles? Are you going to get... No. Absolutely not. So take your fucking head out of your ass.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm a little bit heated. This is a big conversation for me. But yeah, and I mean, these are simple ways to reduce abortion rates without infringing on humans' autonomy rights. Okay. This is just simple shit that the government has done that literally has been proven to work. Shady bitch. He is all up in our camera today.
He's like, where the fuck is my water lady? Oh, no. Okay, now he's chilling.
Oh, yeah, he's chilling now. So comprehensive sex ed.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Which they're literally taking away in schools in the States. They are taking it away.
Stephanie, can you confirm or deny whether your sex ed was good or not?
Absolutely shit.
Shit. I didn't know. Shit. I didn't know fucking anything.
Shit.
Literally didn't know anything.
Nope. You know what? And I think it's because it's like tee-hee-hee.
It's taboo.
You don't talk about it at a young enough age where at the time that it comes up in conversation at school or when you're trying to be educated about it, everybody's like, penis, vagina.
I am very avid. I mean, I'm not talking about sex with my 6 and 7-year-old, but like they know about puberty.
Body parts,
yeah, they know about body
puberty,
parts. We know what's right and wrong. We know about consent. Now they're at the age because they're, I'm going to be honest, they're a year apart, literally almost exactly a year apart.
They're very close in age, yeah.
They spend 99.8% of their time together all the time. And when you're younger and you're boys, like you touch each other, sometimes it's just you want to know what's going on.
Your ween.
But now I have to like educate them. So this and like I also don't necessarily stop them from watching specific music videos.
Right.
With they love "Take Me to Church." Like that is one of their favorite songs.
Great tune.
That's Lennox's favorite song, and then Sterling absolutely loves "This Is America."
Yeah.
And I've had conversations with them because at 6 and 7, I'm sorry, my kids are not fucking dumb. Like kids are not dumb.
They're not dumb.
We are teaching and molding literally the future. And it's just so painful that there are people with this much hatred and just ignorance.
It's literally ignorance. That's what it is. It's ignorance.
It's fucked. I'm sorry.
So luckily, there's a lot of our generation now who have kids and who are about to have kids and who want to have children or who are friends of people who have kids. Like just our generation in general are more open about all of these things. Are more open about how we should be more inclusive. We're
just having the conversation.
Absolutely. We're more open about gender neutral pronouns. We're more open about sexuality. We're more open about talking about sexuality and body parts and
sex work and
sex everything. We don't shy away from it as much as the previous generations have. So hopefully within the next 10 to 15 years the younger generation will have been molded a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be those people who ruin everything and who literally are disgusting. Like, it's funny. I just posted something on Facebook. So we have an election about to happen in where we're living. And one of the people who is in the riding is like a PC candidate named Sam Osterhoff, who is a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. Sorry to be rude, but he literally is against abortion. He, women's rights are not a thing for him. He is misogynistic asshole. My cousin literally went to Brock with him, and she told, he's young. Like early 20s.
Your parents fucked up.
Yeah. She told me stories about how when they were in class, he would try and debate. And then if things weren't going his way, he would walk out and storm out and believe it's his right. Like white privilege, male privilege, male privilege, right? So, I mean, there's always going to be those people. Unfortunately. The human brain cannot get past that. We cannot get past it, and it's scary. But anyway, back to ways to reduce abortion rates without infringing on women's autonomy rights.
It's our new segment.
Went off on a rant there. Free birth control.
Yeah, birth control, even in Canada, costs
a little. Yeah, if you don't have any benefits, it does cost. Yeah,
I don't.
But you get 80% depending on your coverage.
I'm trying to think of the last time I bought birth control.
I haven't been on birth control in years, but it'd be 8%.
Maybe I just haven't bought since I've been working.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
It obviously depends on
So
your
if you
job
don't have
too,
insurance, depending on what you're getting, like you're in the hundreds of dollars. Like it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. Even still in Canada.
Yeah.
Like we have to pay for.
So I'm curious to know how much it would cost in the States.
Oh God.
At least double.
Double, I'd say at least. Over-the-counter birth control would be one. So you don't have to literally go to a doctor and ask for birth control. You could literally buy it. Well, instead of, you can buy condoms, obviously.
And Plan B,
but that's not
Plan B over the counter.
Yep. Well, yeah, it is. You can go.
You can just go. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
There.
Paid family leave.
Yep.
Would help. Subsidized childcare would help. So
I can't believe they don't have subsidized childcare.
I think you get, it's like they consider a birth in the US like a minor surgery. So I think you get 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe 2 months, I think. I'm sorry if I'm wrong there, but.
In Canada, if you don't know, we get 12 to 18 months now. We get to choose.
You get to choose. Luckily, with our Liberal government, they made that law of being able to choose.
You still get the same amount of money. It's just dispersed differently.
Dispersed throughout 18 months other than 12. So,
but wow. To be honest, I think the father should also get that time.
Right. So like you can have it where you can take paternity leave and but you have to like split it up, right? Like you can't, like, I think you can take it at the same time, but you would lose.
I don't know if you could. I've always thought it's one or the other, to be honest.
Maybe. It should be both. What the fuck?
It should just be, I think, regardless of like if it's there or not, it seems almost taboo to not have both. Like it's just like the man shouldn't stay home. But why?
Why?
Like know how helpful that would be? Oh my God.
I haven't even had a kid, but I'm already like, yes, I know.
Like, yeah, it's very helpful. Okay, go on.
Increased healthcare access.
Yeah.
Universal healthcare. That'd
what a concept.
Good idea.
Yeah, we're like,
fuck. Overhaul of the foster care system. And birth control for cisgendered men. So we can also fucking talk about that. Birth control for cisgendered men.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to be the ones to take all the pills?
But they've tried that.
Oh, but my balls. Oh, my hormones. Oh, I can't handle the ups and the downs and the achy aches.
That's literally what we deal with. Like,
I've literally seen a thing being posted around, like, if you don't like abortions, get a fucking vasectomy.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've actually had that conversation with somebody before. She was an older just slightly older. I'm just being nice, but I love her. Like, she's wonderful. And she was super like open-minded, and I felt really connected with her. But we did somewhat disagree on this topic, which I heard, and I thought it was a really interesting idea, that men should technically possibly not be a law, but like it's just norm for them to get a vasectomy so that they can, it's reversible.
It is, yeah.
It doesn't cost very much. I don't know.
At least in Canada.
Yeah, that's fair. At least in Canada.
I'm sure it does. But
and it's also like you can be back to work like the next day or something like that.
It's literally like an in and out procedure.
Yeah. So, and because it's reversible, everybody should just be getting a vasectomy, and then when you're ready or not, and whatever. Yeah. But that way, it doesn't fall on
just the women.
Just the women.
Just the people who can have a child.
But then you're arguing the idea of now there's a law for men's body and stuff like that, right? Which is in a way kind of going backwards as well.
Yeah, but then where's the law for humans who carry it? Who have to carry it for 9 months. Where's our laws for that, right?
Yeah, no.
And we're trying to fight for those laws.
Right.
And we have to continue to fight for them. So, I don't know. It's just... honestly, do your research. Try to be compassionate. Help those in the States who are going through this. Have a voice when you can have a voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I get everybody has their own opinions, but at the end of the day, this isn't going to hurt just persons who can have babies. Mm-hmm. It's going to hurt everybody. Mm-hmm. And we need to be progressive as Homo sapiens, but we aren't. And this is like cut and dry now. Like, this is just another thing set in stone, which shows that we're not, that we're not being progressive, that we're not, our minds aren't expanding. We're not allowing change, and it's scary. And
to benefit all, and still needs to just benefit the man in a grander scheme of just gender. Like the man as in, you know, the man up here,
the power, control, right? Power and control. But yeah, I don't know.
Thank you for educating us.
You're welcome.
We might need to bleep some of like the R words and stuff like that. I don't
rape? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck. All this shit's happening in the world. I feel like
it's great to talk about it, but welcome to fucking YouTube and Spotify and all that shit. They'll take your shit down. And I would rather bleep every word. Not every word, but I'd rather bleep than not have our voice
have it be said. Yeah.
So you might hear that.
Another thing of control that society is making us do.
A full circle.
But yeah, I don't know. Be educated. Donate if you can to the protests, to Planned Parenthood.
Yes.
Be an ally once again. Stand up for rights, for human rights. This is a human's rights issue, and so today, the musical artist is a band that is fucking amazing. They're called War on Women. So, I mean, it's only fitting, right?
Right.
They are a hardcore punk band, or right.
Must be.
Exactly. So I wanted to switch up the pace a bit and show a little bit more of a musical variety, I suppose. And they're also like classified as riot girl music. They're from Baltimore, Maryland. They are political, feminist type. You know, they have a lot of themes of that in their music. They talk a lot about abortion rights, rape, misogyny, all of that stuff. They are literally a hardcore punk rock voice in everything that's happening right now. So check them out. They're awesome. But anyway, on that note, sorry it was a little bit heavy there, but I kind of felt the need to educate today.
At this time, this is the perfect time to have this conversation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it has to be had, but c'est la vie. Here we are.
C'est la vie.
So I hope that Steph, thank you again. Honestly, you educated me. Although I fucking hated every second of it.
Yeah. I know. I hate the fact that I'm so invested in it, because every time I read it, I'm like, I'm like dying, and I just get so frustrated. But we have to talk about it. Yeah. It has to be known.
Have the conversation, guys.
Educate yourself. Always expand that brain. But yeah, anyway, on that note, let's fucking boogie.
Get you on the flip side.
Bye.